Hi guys, this is Akshay. I'm a plus size model, a fashion designer, anchor, and a speaker. So I'm here today to talk about my experience and my journey. First, I'd like to start off with the different phases of my life, which is from my childhood to my teenage and right now. So basically, I'm 25 years old. My childhood days, first of all, I was that kid who was very silent, not that good in studies, but still trying to be very disciplined and punctual because that was taught by my school and my parents. And eventually, when I grew up, I had so many people questioning me or asking my parents like, why is she fat, can't you do something about it? But eventually when you're small, people do think that it's because you're growing and eventually you're going to lose some weight down the lane. But slowly as time flew away and all these things were happening, what was exactly hitting my mind is I was in 12th standard. I finished my 12th standard, and that's when I would say a biggest change of my life happened. And that's when I was trying to recollect those incidents or events that was in my memory, about the childhood days, teachers, what are the things that I really got in. I still remember that when I was in 3rd or 4th standard, there was this dance teacher from my school that put me in the dance for a function, but at the last minute she took me away. I mean, she removed me from that group and she made me like a scarecrow. Okay, so and I was like, okay, still I got some parts, so I was very happy. Those days I didn't know what was body shaming, to be frank, and I didn't know what was a fairy exactly looking like, because in our school and everybody around us tells us that fairy is somebody who's skinny, who's very beautiful, who's very fair and all this, and they always wanted someone who's good looking in front of the stage or camera, anything. This doesn't happen only in the childhood, but it slowly started for me in the childhood. And then I was like, okay, in my 3rd grade, since I was chubby, I was body shamed, and my teacher didn't want me to be in the dance, whereas I was in the last row, but still. And then after that, when I was in 7th or 8th, my Hindi teacher always used to keep asking me like, why are you fat? She was keeping on asking me about this, and I was really upset. And those days I felt that we were told by our parents, our society, that a woman should have 2 things: neither she should have a beauty or she should have brains. Whereas after I finished my 12th, I failed in my boards, and that put me down so much because I had to struggle from 2012 to 2014. It was a struggling period for me because I was something personal was happening with me and I couldn't pass my exam. I failed in my 12th maths like 4 times. And that's when I started stepping out of my comfort zone and I started moving into my socializing life, I would say. So I started getting into Facebook, making some friends, and that's when a lot of people used to invite me for parties or fashion shows. I used to go there, and that's when I used to really think that, okay, these days people have told us like you look fat and everything, and that repeated over there because I was just like this typical Brahmin girl with the oil on her hair, taking partition in the middle, plaiting her hair and walking into a fashion show like that. Imagine how would people even look at me. They would have this so-called look like, who is she? What is she even doing here? Oh my god. And I used to get some stares from people like that, the unwanted feel that they give you and that makes you feel so bad. That is the phase that I had from 2012 to 2014, and already my childhood memories and my education. But my family was a very big support for me. My parents believed in me. All they asked me was to just just pass in 12th, study. Let's do a basic degree, because every mom's dream is to make their daughter study well or get some good grades. And you just cannot blame your parents for that. So that's when I had those 2 tough years. I met a lot of people put me down because of the way I look. And then I saw a lot of other women who are in their 40s to 50s trying so hard to look good, not giving up on themselves, dressing up well, grooming them. And that's when I felt like when people in 40s 50s are able to do the best and bring the best out of them, why shouldn't I groom myself? Because I love the industry, I love fashion. And that's when I was like, okay, I really need to think about this. And that's when I started grooming myself, and I cut my hair, I colored it, I started wearing short clothes, but not so revealing or something that's odd. I knew that this is going to look good for me because I tried so many stores. I didn't get my size back then, it was very difficult, but still I grew myself well, and I shifted my life from this sector to the other sector, where a lot of people started looking at me in those fashion shows, parties. They're like, you look beautiful, pretty. People who looked at me like this started looking at me like this, and I was feeling very happy. But still, there were a lot of people again coming in front of my face and telling me that I look so beautiful, but going behind my back and saying, oh my God, look how fat is she. And this didn't stop even after I changed myself. But then I understood one thing at that point of time, that it's me, it's my mind. I would have so many suggestions that surround me, and I'm not stopping what I'm doing. I might look ugly for like 100 people, but I know that one person to whom I would look beautiful is me. It is a battle between you and yourself. So it's always the biggest competition between you and you, because that's when one time you would feel sad, you would feel happy, but still you keep fighting with your mind and your heart. And that's when I decided I'm not going to listen to anybody. I'm going to pursue my own line. And down the lane, you see, I cleared my 12th boards. My mom was very happy. But after that also, there was this one editor from a Deccan Chronicle newspaper who put up an article about me when I was 19 years old. A small article stating that Akshaya, who's 19 years old, is the Chennai's youngest fashion diva. And I was like, wow, there's somebody who recognized me. And at the time it was something so big that someone from the media has been watching me so close and is writing an article about me was so big to me, and it mattered the most. And that's when so many people again started turning back and looking at me, and I felt really happy. But again, there was another check for me where the industry didn't want anybody who's on the plus size side or on the heavier side to be as an anchor or a model or somebody in the fashion industry, and that really hurted me. And that's when I decided, okay, I know what I want. I want to be the top plus size model. I want to bring in plus size modeling into the South and make every woman feel better. And that's when I slowly started choosing fashion designing as my basic degree, because I want to know how to groom myself more, know about the fashion industry, and get to be a plus size model in the industry. And those 3 years I was struggling, and I was somehow trying to make my way in media, and I was with Muckle TV at the time, and those people recognized me and gave me an opportunity for my talent than looking at me for my appearance. And after that, I was struggling hard. I was working with Wickedin's YouTube channel on how a plus size woman should groom herself. Small fashion shows were coming up. They wanted me to walk in that, and I felt really good. So that part also, I was very confident, but I didn't have the right space or the right path to showcase the plus size modeling. But I was trying in all the possible ways. But I made sure, I was very confident that some way I'm going to crack up all the stereotypes, and I'm going to make a mark in the industry. And that's when down the lane, after 3 to 4 years, when I was 24 years old, I saw Lakme Fashion Week India posting audition on their Instagram saying that a plus size audition for Lakme Fashion Week India is happening, and so you have to come there. And that's when the biggest turning point of my life happened. But before that, so many hurdles I've crossed, and I completed my fashion designing. There's something that I decided in between. I wanted to be a model was something that was there from my 18th 18 years or 19 years old. From that time I was very clear that I want to be that, but I was also inspired by so many women out there who used to shave their head, and I decided that at that time that I wanted to shave my head, but since I come from a Brahmin community, it is against my community and religion and so many things that were happening around. But then I decided that I want to do it. By God's grace, last year January 24th 2019 I shaved my head, and I would say that's a rebirth for me, because there's this saying that I read somewhere, or I don't know if that popped up in my mind. We need it, but there's somebody who needs it more than we do. And that's when that inspired me, and I donated my hair for cancer patients. Already I was doing this body positivity, already I was into, some modeling and blogging, and also I thought, okay, now I'm bald. A lot of women these days give more importance for their hair, and they think a woman's beauty or anything is defined by their hair. And that's when I want to break all that, and I slowly started, doing a lot of photo shoots on a bald Christian bride, bald queen, then a kind of bald series I did, and then I got an opportunity to be with, to shoot with Playboy magazine photographer Mr. L. Ramachandran. I did Cosmic Divine, and I did a shoot for some Instagram pages like Parshud and so many pages who collaborated with me, and who was ready to focus plus size modeling or plus size women in their pages, and that made me feel really good. And then slowly, as I told you, Lakme Fashion Week India came. I went for the auditions in Delhi, and I was given the number 1, and I was so scared because there are 200 and above women out there who are very beautiful, who are very talented, but there were only 2 or 3 women from South India auditioning it in the north. And that's when I decided somehow I need to crack this up. I was very confident, but still, you're very nervous, you have all that butterflies that's in your stomach. So I went there, and I cleared the auditions, and that's when I came to know that I was the first South Indian plus size model to walk Lakme Fashion Week, and that was the 3rd edition they had, and that made me feel really good. But I was not that happy or that excited, because I believe women in the South, or women anywhere, but since I'm talking about India, being more specific, women in the South, they have more beautiful women with very good features who are on the heavier side, but something is stopping them. Something is bothering them so much. They're not knowing the value of themselves, and that's when I decided that I should be the one who should make way for others to come forward, to feel good, to be one among the other set of group over here. And that's when I decided that I'm going to be attending Lakme Fashion Week India regularly for the next couple of seasons. But I got featured all over, as well as one side my bald photographs, everything was trending all over India, Dubai, and few more countries. And I got so many messages, so many people approaching me, and there were so many women all over India donating their hair, not just the short hair, but then a clean shave, and some donated short hair and everything. I was really happy that in my life, being a woman who's born, I feel my life was fulfilled by this deed. And when I started focusing on myself rather than focusing on what I want outside, that's when everything came to me. Slowly, when I started trending, I was on Forbes India, Scoop, everybody started writing article about me, and TEDx came to me at the time. Somebody saw my article on TEDx, and TEDx approached me, and I was the first plus size model from South to speak in TEDx in Delhi. So the TEDx was on October 1st, and I was really excited, but there were so many people when I put up this poster that I'm going to talk on TEDx. They were like, oh my God, Akshay, get some notes, write this, write that, this is how you need to do. And there were so many people sending me rules and regulations of TEDx and everything. Whereas the people who approached me from the TEDx, they never gave me any rules as that, but the topic was to decode. So I chose plus size modeling and my experience. So the day came, I went to TEDx, and when I was on the stage, I was still nervous, though I've handled more than 5,000 to 6,000 people because I was an anchor, but I felt nervous. And when I started talking, eventually, by the end of the speech, I started crying, because I know the pain that has got me here, and I know how that does feel for me. And that was completely a different phrase where I couldn't explain, but still, you know what, again I didn't feel bad that I'm crying in front of a crowd, or oh my god, what are they going to think about me, oh my god, am I a crybaby? No, this is what I am. I don't have to hide my emotions. I don't have to do things to look perfect and put it up on media or social media or anything. I believe TEDx is a very big platform, and I'm happy that they let me be who I am, and not just be like other speakers trying to be perfect, trying to have a best image. No, I want to satisfy myself, that's all. I want to do justice. Everybody can motivate, everybody can talk, but not everybody can really accept their failures, bring that out, tell them that this is what has really happened and this is what has got me here. And I believe I wanted to do it, and I did it, and I would continue to do more. And that was also another turning point. And that's when I decided that I really need to, focus on this more and get a lot more women out there. But meanwhile, this path might look like a cakewalk after I shave my head, but there were so many people behind my back still asking me questions, or some people are bold enough to come in or come forward and question me. I had this question once, people started calling me Takli. Takli means, a woman with a bald head, women. Motte ke Takli, they say in Hindi. Some people were like, okay, you're a plus size model, so you're supporting people who are lazy. And I had all the negative questions also at the time. But my only concern and my only motive right now is to spread it out to all the women and youngsters out there. Beauty is not just defined by your hair, makeup, the way you look. It's about the person, how you are, your character, your soul, your inner energy. And your second thing is, for a woman, hair is not just everything. I was more beautiful when I shaved my head, and I know that. And when I really believe in myself that I am looking good, I'm looking beautiful, this is what I am. I know that even with hair, without hair, with makeup, without makeup, with clothes, without clothes, having a perfect body, I'm still gonna look beautiful. You know why? Because I love myself and I know what I am. But so many people lag in themselves. You, the word you, are so precious for yourself. When you don't know to value yourself, when you don't know to know who you are at this situation, it's really going to be bad. I think even a couple of days back on Instagram, I post my everyday workout pictures, and there was someone randomly is asking me, "Ungala paatha weight koranja pole theriyala." That means it doesn't seem like you've lost weight, and it's 83 days that you've been working out. A woman who's on the heavier side, who's trying to work out and reduce her weight naturally, doesn't happen in 100 days. And I believe that a slow and steady and consistency is the key to success. And I just replied to him saying, no one asked you your opinion. And that's when so many women are there on Instagram who felt insecure. They started messaging me, they gave me so much power, and they also started realizing that they need to focus on themselves rather than looking, because we cannot please or satisfy everybody and anybody, or not everybody and anybody would like us for what we are. It's us who needs to like us, do whatever we want. And 6 years of my journey, my 6th year was the fruitful one, and I know, and I'm going to make use of the next couple of years to what career, what I want to do. All this happened is because of one thing, that is my love for myself, my confidence, and I never want to give up. I fall down, and I feel if the more I fall down, the more I'm going to raise, and I completely believe myself. As I started doing a lot of body positivity posts and my real life experience, my tonsure post and everything, I see a lot of women out there, especially new moms, who message me saying that they are feeling so insecure, they are being very hard on themselves because they gain few kgs after pregnancy. First of all, to all those moms out there, to all the women out there who are not even moms, who's going to be the future moms, one thing that I really want to say is, being a mom is a blessing, okay? And that is something big, because these days you don't even find women out there who are working. I mean, you find a lot of women out there who are really finding it hard to become a mother or to give birth to a child. That's something that has happened to you. You should first be thankful. Second of all, naturally your body is undergoing a process, and when the natural process is undergoing, obviously it takes some time to come back. and some of your efforts also matters in that. At that time, if you're going to feel sad, you're going to pass on the hormones to your babies because you would be feeding them. Second of all, that's the time that you end up in post pregnancy depression, and you as a person would lose yourself. But to all those people out there, I just want to tell you all one thing: start accepting the truth. Don't look upon social medias or other platforms and try to think you have to be that person. For being that person, or for being that mom who's skinny after pregnancy, that have been through 10 to 15 years or minimum of 4 to 5 years of fitness journey so that they could be so. If you cannot compare yourself with the others. Simple. All the five fingers are not same in our hands the same way. But you need to stop, putting yourself down. I know it's going to be eventually difficult, but for my aunt or for my sisters who have been pregnant, who had the similar problems, we would first start taking care of their health by giving them proper food, because what you eat would also affect your mental health. Because your food is another factor that helps you segregate certain hormones. So during depression, a lot of people say, I eat ice cream, I feel good, I eat junk, I feel good, but that's just a temporary solution that you're looking for. We are looking for permanent solution. Your food matters a lot. You need to stop eating unwanted food and start focusing on eating some happy foods like honey, milk, banana. These are the things that I learned from my sister who's an Ayurvedic doctor, and I've been following that for a long time. So it's your food, your mind and your body. Something, if it has to happen naturally, let it happen, but don't give up on yourself. That's all I wanted to say. It's very easy for me to sit here and talk. I know for the women, whoever's listening to this, it's going to be difficult, but if you choose a step forward and try to make yourself better, like from 100 to 0, if you could rate for 10, 20, 30, I know down the lane you're going to feel the best. I've got some other more questions from a lot of teenagers. Yeah, one girl from North messaged me in Hindi, but I was not that fluent in Hindi. She asked me this, ma'am, my boyfriend is asking me to lose weight because he's saying if I lose weight only I'll get married. And for a second that was shocking, because according to me, or according to the books or the movies that we leave the movies, books, novels that we read, love is not just the appearance, right? Love is something that when you look at someone, you like them for whatever they are. You don't like them because they are like this or they have to do something to make you like. And that was shocking for me. I told her, see, if you feel that your boyfriend is just there for your looks, or if he's telling you in such a way, I don't think he should be that boyfriend. For all the women, I'm telling you, it's not just her, but I'm just mentioning in general, because I feel that any relationship, husband, boyfriend, your friends, or anybody who's trying to be close to you, if they are going to tell it for your health, and if they really have the concern, by the way they approach you, you would be satisfied and you would meanwhile feel good to do it. Whereas if someone's going to approach you in a negative way, like, see, if you're going to lose weight, that's when I'm going to love you. If you're going to lose weight, that's when I'm going to like you, I feel that's not the right person. So many other questions also I used to get, and I used to see some situations in my family, my friend's family and all, where a newborn baby is born, or like a 10-year-old would have attained the age. The first thing that comes to every parent's mind is, my kid is not fair, my kid has unwanted facial hair, or their body hair is like this, my kid's hair is curly, I want a straight hair, and all these things. And a lot of kids these days are also body shamed when they are young. My parents did not shame me, but they told me in such a way that my health is important. But I've seen so many friends of mine who had parents body shaming them, telling them, nee gunda irukka, nee ibdi irundha no one's going to get married. They refer that to the marriage also. I believe, and I want to tell this to the parents out there, stop saying this to your kids. It really affects their mental health. Your kids, as how they grow up, as how their food, their entire body system is, slowly they would change. If you feel somewhere the health is going to affect them, then put it in such a way that doesn't affect it. But don't keep blaming them. Don't blame them for the color, unwanted facial hairs, everything. See, even I have unwanted facial hairs, but that's because of my hormone imbalance. I cannot feel sad or blame for that. Rather than that, I believe working it out naturally would make me get rid of this and get me a better solution for this. So I feel anything that you do for your kids from the day they are born till they come to that matured state, probably in their teens, whatever you guys are going to tell them or you guys are going to say them is what that would make them realize or would know the value of themselves. So don't try to put them down by their looks or anything. That's also another advice I want to give those parents out there. So my message for all the people out there who's watching this video is never give up on yourself. You are the most precious thing on this earth for yourself. So focus on yourself inward rather than searching things for outside. For sure, you're going to be the most powerful and successful women out there.